What's up there, fellas? How you doing? Welcome to Famous Football. I'm your host, Nate. Let's talk football. It's a review of the entire Premier League Week 2. Oh my gosh. Oh my days. Yeah? What a week it has been. This day, bunch of madness been going on. Tomorrow for you. The Liverpool game, the City game, Chelsea, Arsenal, Brentford, Everton. Everybody is trying to prove a point at this. I know right now it's good, brilliant to watch, exciting for the league. I told you this Premier League season, this 25-26 Premier League season is going to be something. Now with the madness that is happening, I look at what happened in the transfer window. I could predict that this season is going to be the best. Like, in terms of football, we're going to enjoy football. Like, the low table team playing against the top six, any one of them, there's going to be a lot of shockers happening. And oh my gosh, is it happening? There's the entertaining football as well. But let's get into it. We begin with Chelsea, the Mighty Blues. The Mighty Blues, yeah? Played on Friday, right? Beautiful game. As a Chelsea fan, obviously I love it. It was, great day. Beautiful football played by Chelsea. But Chelsea actually did start slow. Now, if you didn't watch my preview, you can go check that out. Westham versus Chelsea. Chelsea started slow. Westham started very well. Their fans were behind them. They had the momentum within, the 10 to 15 minutes of the game. They actually had the momentum. They were doing something, right? But then they lost all of that. Chelsea came back with Pedro's score, and then it's just like West Ham kept falling right after that. They looked absolutely out of place. After that goal that Chelsea got, Chelsea regained momentum, regained control of the game, and after that it was just pretty much cruise control for Chelsea because they had everything under control. Pedro stepping up, Estevao also stepping up with the assists. We have Enzo Fernandez that was on the score sheet. You have Caicedo that was doing Caicedo's thing. Mark Cucurella, big man Cucu. But it was a phenomenal game, a brilliant game for Chelsea fans. I did a preview of that, so I'm not really going to go much into details concerning that game. But let's move to Man City versus Spurs. Yeah, let's see. Man City keeps suffering in Spurs' hand. Apparently, Spurs is Man City kryptonite. They cannot do anything against Spurs. Yeah, every time, regardless of the season Man City is having, they're gonna have problem when they face Spurs. They play Spurs this time. Honestly, I didn't think, like I said, in previous video, I didn't think Spurs was gonna get decimated or anything like that. I didn't think Man City was gonna run over that. I expected a good game. I actually expected this game to end 1-1, like I said previously. But Spurs didn't look Spursy, I would say. They actually, Thomas Frank set them up perfectly well against City. They were physical, aggressive, ready to press. They had some sort of control over the game. They were connecting passes. And City obviously go for possession-based football. But Spurs, on the other hand, it's just like they had a good balance of that. When they have the ball, it's not like they're in rush or they have to do something. Counter-attack, they had the people for it. And then when they need, like I said, when they need to possess the ball, they will. Like I said, at the end of the game, you can see Spurs trying to control it. They weren't even trying. They were actually controlling the game. When they have possession, their movement, they move the ball beautifully well. They have players like Kudus, Richarlison coming alive, all right? So, Thomas Frank is doing a pretty good job. And then looking at what they're looking to do in the transfer window before it comes to an end, I think when they get those people that they're trying to get, it would be a phenomenal addition for Spurs as well. And they could be dangerous. We know they're in the Champions League, and other competitions as well. So listen, there could be something. But City, on the other end, they do look a little bit shaky. But does that mean I have doubt in City? Absolutely not. Now, they have a lot of new players here. They are in that redevelopmental state. When I say redevelopmental state, what City was 2-3 years ago, that's not what they are right now, right? And the level have increased with others. Team as well, like I've said, the level have increased with other team as well. So City is not going to be as dominant as they used to, but will they still be in the mix? Absolutely, yes. So I'm expecting it to be there now. Again, like I said, Spurs is that kryptonite. So every time they're going to face problem with Spurs, but does that mean City is out? No. They obviously there's a long way to go. It was it called 38 games. You played 2, it left 36. Let's see what can happen. Spurs last season didn't really have a good season, but this season they're looking to pick it up. So let's see what can happen. We move to Bournemouth versus Wolves. Bournemouth, last season was a pretty decent side. We know, they have pretty good players. Now they lost some of their players, but apparently they're doing, fairly well as well this season. And Wolves, on the other hand, they didn't really do well last season, but also lost a couple of their players in Cunha. And they lost to Bournemouth 1-0. So that was a good game. Wolves, on the other hand, I think Wolves struggled a little bit in that game. They could have done a lot of things better, but it didn't happen. So let's see what happened. But in the future, is Wolves going to pick it up, or they're going to be as terrible as they were last season? That's something we will find out in the coming days or the coming games. Let's see what happened with that. But then we move to Brentford versus Aston Villa. So in this game, Brentford again is another team that kind of lost a couple of their people. They lost their manager, they lost their player, I think, in Bournemouth as well. And then the Westham also looking to leave to go to Newcastle. So now he's not really in the squad, but they still picking up wins here and there. So that's good for them. And then Aston Villa on the other. Now we all have good hope for Aston Villa. Aston Villa is one of the teams that people look to see finish around the 6, 7, and 8 position in the Premier League, but they lost, and we know they're also looking to do business within the transfer market before it comes to an end. We know they're linked with Nkuku and other players as well, but they lost sluggish in the game. They struggled to pick it up, and let's see what really can happen with that if they decide to show up. But I think they will show up. I have good confidence in them that they will pick up their result, and I know they can be a threat, especially to the top 6 teams. So let's see how that unfolds. And then we have Burnley versus Sunderland. Burnley versus Sunderland. This is the battle of the relegation a lot, right? So 2 relegation teams that just got promoted to the Premier League play Burnley and Sunderland. Sunderland won their previous game against Westham, and they looked fairly decent against Westham. Now they play Bournemouth, like I said, two newly promoted team, and Burnley won 2-1. Burnley recruitment, on the other hand, has been really good. Like I said, they have Kyle Walker. They also had Gyokeres. They have what's his name? Forgetting him, but they got a striker from Chelsea as well. So they've been recruiting pretty good people in terms of addition to their team, so which is good, and I think that helping them to pick up results as well. So, but Sunderland, on the other hand, their recruitment is not bad. So let's see what happens with them in the future. Let's see if they can continue, to show up, or are they gonna get relegated? Is Burnley also gonna get relegated? I don't think they might get relegated. These two I think might stay, but let's move to Arsenal versus Leeds. Arsenal. Well, it was a good game from Arsenal, I will admit. Now, I don't think Leeds necessarily show up. It was a difficult game for Leeds, where the way they played, they wasn't pressing. Not necessarily they weren't pressing, but Arsenal dominated them in every single sense of the game. Now, they struggled to find their rhythm. They struggled to implement their own plans and ideas, and that's due to the dominance of Arsenal. Arsenal was, on them every second ball, every press, they were there. So I think it made it difficult, and Arsenal being at home as well also took advantage of that. Gyokeres got on the score sheet for the first time in the Premier League for Arsenal. That's pretty good. He getting 2 goals, fairly decent. We saw a couple youngsters make their debut for Arsenal as well. So that's pretty good. Do I think Arsenal played brilliantly? No, they did not. They didn't play brilliantly. I just think Leeds were absolutely awful. But a win. If I was an Arsenal fan, I'll take that any day of the week. And Crystal Palace versus Nottingham Forest. I think this was a good game. This was a good game. This is one of the battle of the mid-table teams. But I think this game, it was good because Crystal Palace just lost Eze. Eze wasn't involved in this game, but they still came out with a draw, even though they were home. But then Nottingham Forest, on the other hand, also looked good. We know Nottingham Forest just, signed Douglas Luiz as well. So as part of that, now he didn't play this game, but he is part of their squad. They also have Hutchinson as well, we know, and then they also got another player from City, right? Which is good. So their recruitment has been good Crystal Palace, on the other hand, also they are a good team. We saw the way they played Chelsea in their first game. Not just that, but Liverpool, City as well. Previous game, we know they are a good side. So this game was good, but Morgan's game was wild. This game didn't really impress me. Well, I felt like he lose the ball a bit too often than he should, right? Trying to do what he should be doing. The goal that they conceded came from him losing the ball. So, you know, but congratulations to both teams for at least maintaining the draw. But I think Crystal Palace looks good. And Nuno Espirito Santos, he's doing something good with, I think he's doing something good with Nottingham Forest. So I don't know if they're going to sack him. I think Nottingham Forest might sack him. If he go on like a 2-3 game losing streak, they might sack him. Because I heard something about they're looking at Rodgers as their next manager. Let's see how that goes. But we move to Everton versus Brighton. Well, first of all, Brighton, your jersey sucks. That purple jersey you got going on is not it. That thing sucks. But concerning the game, it was a fairly decent game. Brighton didn't really take advantage of the chances they got. They had a penalty, they missed. Then Welbeck, yeah, he missed the penalty. But on the other hand, Everton looks good. The recruitment they made, you know, definitely adds something to their squad. In Grealish and Dewsbury Hall as well from Chelsea. No, I knew Dewsbury Hall was going to do something there, because like Chelsea, I didn't think he was a bad player. I just think that the level was a little bit higher. The squad that Chelsea had, he couldn't, you know, I don't see him playing in front of anybody. And he could, in the two positions that he could possibly play, we have people that are way better than him, in my opinion. You know? But now what he's doing at Everton is absolutely good. He's playing in that 10 role. And they also recruited Grealish. I told you Grealish would be good there, because Grealish need, you know, that to be in those kind of an environment wherein there's some sort of a little bit of a burden on his shoulder for him to show up, and a little bit of a freedom also for him to express himself. And I think he should, with 2 assists, that's not bad. Especially the second assist, you can see thought into it as well, because the way he set the ball up for the guy to take a shot, you can tell like that he literally put that into action by the pass, because the weight of the pass and the position of the pass, knowing that the guy is a right-footed, the way he played the balls on his right foot kind of prompt that, you know, shot from the guy as well. So that was a good play from Grealish and Dewsbury Hall as well. So Everton is looking good. Another person that impressed me in the Everton squad was their midfielder, Gay, the Senegalese international. I think he's also good, right? We know he have a decent CV. He played for PSG, and that's pretty good for them. But let's see what happens in the future. Will Brighton pick it up? Will Everton continue the good form that they have going on? And let's see what happens with that. And then we have Fulham versus Manchester United. Man U. Right, this was a good this game, right? Fulham did what they're supposed to do. They know what players they should target Man United, and they did, right? I think they showed some sort of control, they showed some sort of resilience, even though going down into the game, but they later came back with Smith Rowe scoring the equalizing goal. But Man United, on the other hand, I think they are struggling with Amorim's system. Playing with 3-4-3 now it's a good formation if you have the right people in the right place. Because you playing Casemiro and Bruno, I don't think that necessarily work, right? Because you have Casemiro doing all the work by himself, and he's not that young. Now I don't love to dwell on player ages, but you putting too much of a burden on him. Now if you have somebody like Mason Mount along with him, I think it would be better, because Mason Mount is more likely to retreat, to kind of help Casemiro protect the backline. And I think on the wing, as your wing back, you don't really have that much option as well, as compared to when Chelsea played that 4-3 formation. We know we had threat in our wing back. We had Reece James and we had Chilwell. They were both attacking threat. So it's like almost like we attacking with 5 players. Now if we add the quote-unquote attacking midfielder, which was Kante or Kovacic, we had like 6 people attacking in that sense, right? But Man United need to find better people. Now I know they have Ahmad, but they need to find a better way to integrate Ahmad into the squad as well, and I think they're struggling with that. But they need, because what's it called, Dogu on the other hand, for me he's okay defensively, but he's not great going forward, and you need people, right? that can kind of do both. And now I don't think they have that. So they're struggling. And they need creativity as well. Now, look, they played 2 games with 1 goal. And the 1 goal came from that centre back in Yaro. So even the goal they scored was a deflection. But hey, they will take it. A goal is a goal. So Amorim need to pick it up. This system, what is it? Nobody know what is it, right? He needs to pick it up. Let's see what happened with that. And then the final game, Liverpool and Newcastle versus Liverpool. This game was a cinematic experience. If anybody got to watch this game, you cannot say you didn't enjoy it, especially in the first half, right? It's like from one end to the other end. That's how it was going. Like you attack, I attack. You go, I mean. But in the first half, I think Newcastle had way more chances than Liverpool did, right? They were attacking. They had corners. They were on Liverpool throat. At some point, it's just like when Liverpool get the ball, they don't really stay that much time with it, and then it's out of their hands. So Newcastle was on their throat, but then Gordon, I think, ruined it. But the goal that they scored from Gavenberg, Liverpool scored, brilliant goal as well, right? It's like they ground that win, in my opinion. All the attack that were coming up on them, they didn't lose focus. They didn't, they stayed grounded, they stayed in control of the game, and they did what they were supposed to do. Gavenberg scored, what's his name? Gordon lose his mouth. The foul on Van Dijk was absolute red card. Everybody knew it was a red card. That you shouldn't be making that. That was a reckless challenge. You shouldn't even be making that kind of a challenge. What are you doing, man? Right? I know you're down, but it's not the end of the world. And I think he might have cost his teammate this game. So in the second half, Ekitike scored. Newcastle came back, equalized with their captain, and then with another goal or substitution. And Liverpool also made a substitution, and their substitute influence, and their substitution or substitute, Jesus Christ, English is difficult, influenced the game. And that was good. The Youngster Rio came in, listen, a beautiful build-up, played the ball on the wing, get it to Salah. Salah play it in, or a sub slide with the dummy. Real finish, right? Beautiful. And they got a win, and I think they should be happy with that. Liverpool got a win, but I think Newcastle deserve at least a point out of that game. A draw would have been good, but hey, it's football. Liverpool got away with the win again. That's what everyone favored them to be, favored to win the league because of this kind of a situation. They go to Newcastle, as difficult as it can be. And it was actually difficult if you watch the game, and they were able to put that away. So congratulations to Liverpool. But yeah, this is your Premier League review, the entire week, all the madness that happened. Let me know your Premier League team of the week, your Premier League match of the week, and yeah, what your Premier League goal of the week even. So let me know your thoughts down below, guys. Much appreciated. Tell me everything that you think. I need the subscription. So hit the like, hit the subscribe. Thank you very much. See you later. Cheers.